That's a lie.
I swear I haven't. Maybe accidentally and then unlikely.
Ready to take your chess to the next level? Now through May 15th, get 50% off any Diamond, Platinum, or Gold Chess.com premium membership. That's unlimited game review, unlimited puzzles, unlimited bots, unlimited lessons, and no ads, all at 50% off. Go to chess.com/special and enter code CCT24. Discount applied to first payment period only. Existing premium members are not eligible for this offer.
David, that was awesome to watch. Have you seen PogChamps? Because I have to say, I love that event.
It was fantastic, Tanya. Of course I caught it. Of course I watched it. I think the whole world was. Mr. Beast, what a star. So many household names, so many prolific streamers out there taking part, bringing everyone together with chess. That's what chess.com and the community is all about.
That is what the Chess.com Classic is about as well, and we're celebrating it with that 50% off in the premium membership. And of course, there's PogChamps, but right now it is going to be the biggest names fighting it out. The top players do enter the arena, including the world number one. He takes on the youngest player in the Chess.com Classic. It is Magnus versus Denis Lazovic. And then we've got Jan Krzysztof Duda against Vincent Keymer. Once again, a storyline, a narrative, David, where Duda versus Keymer is clearly the balanced match, while we have a big favorite in our other winner semifinal.
That's right. Magnus Carlsen starts as a huge favorite. I mean, he starts every match as a favorite, it feels like, Tanya, but at least in terms of rating, a huge disparity. In terms of experience, a huge disparity. And traditionally, Magnus has had the upper hand on Denis, as Alireza mentioned in his interview earlier. That being said, Duda against Vincent Keymer, that is just a 50-50. That's a stylistic clash and a really hard one to call, especially knowing that both players have been out there in Poland playing earlier today.
Exactly. They've just had 9 grueling games of Blitz, and that just takes so much physically and emotionally from a player having played so much chess early on. David, I've always felt a long day of Blitz is even more tiring than playing a classical game.
definitely the emotional roller coaster of Blitz chess can be exhausting. And 9 full games, Vincent Keimer and Duda, and Magnus Carlsen, of course, playing earlier today. That is incredible. Over the board, of course, online, there's kind of different kind of qualities needed in that regard. But yeah, the players, if they can bring anywhere near their best, it will be impressive. Just their stamina these days. The modern chess players, Tanya. Now we see two of them, just gladiators in their own right.
They really are, but right now, at least on the screen, you get the feeling that it has been a long day in office for them already. 9 games of Blitz, and now it's time to play the best of 4 in a very crucial winner semifinal for these two players. Both very impressive on day 1. Can they continue their form? And David, the two of them played against each other. They've already faced each other in the Grand Chess Tour twice, and they've traded punches.
Wow, and there we see some of their stats head-to-head in Rapid, at least across OTB, over the board, and online. Vincent is ahead. Vincent maybe has a more positional style, and that's proved successful against Duda. That being said, you mentioned their recent history. That's the most important thing. Chess players, we try to forget our losses, but it's going to be hard for Vincent to forget the fact that he lost to Duda earlier today. Over the board in Blitz, he had to look into the whites of his opponent's eyes and offer his resignation. That being said, Vincent did strike a few days ago in Rapid against Duda. So yeah, this one is tough to call, Tanya. Looking at the stats there doesn't give us too much hints about what might happen.
It's such a balanced fight, and I also think it's a clash of styles. We've got Vincent Keimer, of course, the protege of Grandmaster Peter Lecco, and we see him so many times reflect Peter's style as well and his understanding. Meanwhile, Jan Christoph Duda, he's been the king of chaos, bringing in so much entertainment with his brand of chess. So it's going to be a fun battle to watch. And meanwhile, we've got, of course, the other big matchup, world number 1 facing Denis Lazovic. Magnus Carlsen takes on the youngster. Magnus does lead in their head-to-head. No surprises there with 5 wins, but the 3 losses. David, that's more than what most players can brag about against Magnus Carlsen.
That's right, that's more than most people achieve in a lifetime. That's 3 wins more than most people achieve against Magnus Carlsen ever. So Denis is capable, we know that. Especially with the white pieces, Denis is supremely well prepared and can beat anyone on his day. But ultimately, they've met twice in matches in the Champions Chess Tour previously. In Toronto, over the board, in person, it was Magnus who took a 1.5 to half victory. And in the Chessable Masters, where Denis managed to get a couple of wins, it was Magnus who took that one eventually. That one went down to the wire, but Magnus emerged victorious. So it's going to be tough for Denis, you've got to think, Tanya, but he can take some heart from their head-to-head.
That, and also the fact that he's been so impressive in the Champions Chess Tour. And maybe he can take some heart from this, what happened earlier in the Grand Chess Tour. That is Magnus Carlsen blundering the queen against Abdusattorov. And immediately there with the reaction, he resigned. And there we see it again. Such a topsy-turvy game. Magnus was completely winning, and a 1-move blunder cost him the game in the end. And David, when it comes to time scramble,